Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Find Ways to Win. I'm your host, FitzgeraldStephens. Thank you guys for once again joining us and stopping by wherever you are in the world. The parents, if you have young adults in the house or visiting or in the office with you, I want you to have them join you on this stream. I'm going to talk about a message that I feel is vital far as in this day and age that we live in. It's called a message to the youth. A message to the youth. This was inspired by one of my young subscribers here in Tampa, and I had asked her a question. I said, "Hey, have you reviewed the YouTube channel?" And she said, "Well, Mr. Fitzgerald, um, I really didn't." Okay, I said, "Okay, what's going on? Talk to me." And she said, "Well, could you make something that would address the problem of the youth, young adults, and some of the things we're going through?" And that really struck me. And I promised her I would do that. And here is actually delivering on my promise. Young people, I want you to know that you are so vital and you are so loved. Even though in a society that doesn't seem like it, you are precious. You bring a wave and an air of freshness that we as elder adults solely need. You're coming up with innovative products and innovative business ideas, and you're out there making a difference. You have your political views, and you have your social views, and your societal views. That's really helping make a very virtual impact upon this world that we live on. The world economy right now is global. It's actually very small, but it is connected, and we need your voice. We aspire to hear your voice, and we want to know what you're thinking, and how to better connect with you. Now, if you're going to, I know you have obstacles and fears and things that are troubling you, and thinking whether you're good enough, or you look pretty enough, or you're handsome enough, or do you want to fit in with your friends and things. I understand that. Believe it or not, there was a time that I was younger, and there was a time that I was a teenager and young adult, and I remember some of the questions I had. I mean, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't know how to go about it. I knew I wanted to go to college, and I knew I wanted to get a good job and make a lot of money, and be able to have a very nice life. And one of the things I aspired to be back in that time was famous and rich. And um and 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 it bothered me that I wasn't at certain levels in my life that I thought I should be in my life at the time period. I thought 5 years, or 5 years or 4 years going to college was such a long time. It seemed like it took Christmas forever to get to come around, and seemed like it took my birthdays forever to come around again. And I was just struggling to find out who I am, and what am I built for, and what am I sent for, and yet I didn't know how to express it like many of you do. That's okay. That's great. You're trying to figure out who you are, what you want to do, who you want to be. That's wonderful, and keep that. But don't ever think that you have to be anything other than what you want to be. That's very important. One of the key things you want to figure out, what do you enjoy? What do you enjoy? What is your passion? What is it that you don't have trouble learning? That you don't have trouble trying to figure out, how to do this. You're excited when you think about it. You're even more excited when you do it. In the age where people are discovering like various things going on with them. Maybe it's a learning disability, and maybe it's a fear handicap, or any other things. I notice that those don't seem to exist. That you are doing what you love to do and being who you want to be. That's very important. You want to seek out the counsel of your parents. Now, I know some of the parents can seem like they're hard on their children, and they can frustrate their children, and even you as a youth, you can sometimes frustrate your parents. But understand this: your parents want the very best for you. They have been where you are. They know your personality and your bent, and they really believe that what they are doing for you is good. But some of the counsel that they are giving you for good. Your parents want you to excel. Your parents want you to be successful. I don't think I'm not concerned whether you believe it or not, or you think they're kind of tough on you. Their toughness is a bent to try to get you prepared for this world, because they know this world is not a playground. They know it's not a game. And in my heart of hearts, I believe that they want you to go further than what they did. They want you to try to avoid some of the landmines that they went through, or they had others who experienced, and they're trying to give you a sense of direction. And so if you're fortunate enough to have parents in your life and parents who are guiding you, man, celebrate that. That truly is a gift from God. One of the promises that I want to talk to you about, that's written in the Bible, the Holy Word of God. It says, "Honor thy mother and father, that it may be well with you, and that you will live a long life, that it may be well." Don't despise the counsel of your parents. Don't belittle what they're saying, because it's coming from a heart of love. Whether that be a mother or your father, you're part of them, and they want to see you excel. So they're not the enemy. So if you one of those people who said, well, I want to do a certain thing I want to do a certain thing that my parents are not in agreement with, or I don't want to do a certain thing that my parents want me to do. Okay, I will give you that. Sometimes parents try to live their lives through their children. Believe it or not, that is a normal response. And so what I want you to consider, talking to your parents, really sitting down, having a great conversation with them, having a meaningful conversation with them. If you can get them together, great. If they're separate, call a meeting that they can get a chance to sit down together and talk, and just point out to, hey, mom, dad, would you please listen to me without judgment? This I have something I want to get off my chest, and you can also add to that conversation, I really need your help. I really need your help. And believe it or not, man, when you say that, that is going to move the heart of your parents, because they want you to win. I don't care how old they are. My father, who is still who is God bless him. I still have him on this earth. He still wants to help me. He still wants to see me succeed, even at my age. He wants to see all his sons succeed, his children succeed. Even though we're well into our adult life, we have made decisions, and we have been married, went through troubles, went through all things, but he still wants us to prosper. My father prays over his sons every single day, and I'm grateful to that. But sometimes my dad and I, there was a point my dad and I, we really would crash, because I felt my father was being so critical of me, and I felt that I could never measure up, and which wasn't true. He was just simply trying to guide me, but sometimes the way he used his tones or his mannerisms, it seemed somewhat dismissive. And back in my immaturity days, I didn't understand it like I do now. He was simply trying to protect me, as well as your parents are trying to protect you. You also want to listen to people who have your best interests in mind. Okay, but I can differentiate that between, but listening to people who have your best interests of mind versus peer pressure. Hey, I'm not going to negate the power of peer pressure. It is incredible. It is very, very influential. It has a pull on you. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. You are an individual. You're not you're not your friends. You sometimes don't come from their background, or you don't have their upbringing, or they don't have your upbringing. You have a different personality bent, and so you have to get out the thing that you want to be liked so much that you start sacrificing things, your morals, your dignity, things that are really bringing peace in your heart. I mean, be you. Be you, and understand that though you are uniquely created by the Creator. You are sent here for a purpose, and you have something that the world needs. No matter how vital, it is, or matter how insignificant you may think it is, you are important. But be very careful of getting involved with too much peer pressure. What I mean by peer pressure, you want to fit in. You want to fit in. So maybe you dress a certain way. Maybe you speak a certain way, but you don't come from that background. Maybe you're trying to play hard, or maybe you see these videos about your favorite rap artist, a musical star, and they seem like they have it all together, and they're up in the club every day, and they're degrading people, or they're pushing their lifestyle on you, or they're spewing forth poisonous words, but it has a nice beat in it, and so you like the beat, and you're not realizing these words are going in your spirit, and they are affecting you. You want to be able to be your own gatekeeper. Learn to make your own choices. Learn to do things that you want, that are going to benefit you. But on the other hand of that, make sure you're thinking about, hey, how does this help others? People enjoy being listened to. People enjoy being respected. People enjoy being a person, being in the presence of a person who gives them dignity, and who has a heart for them. They can feel that, and young people, you especially, are very, very sensitive to that. You are at the greatest point of your life right now. It may not seem like it. It may seem like, with all these different things, hey, Mr. Fitzgerald, you don't know what my problems are. You don't know what I go through, and you don't know exactly how it is in the day. You grew up in a different time, in a different period. No, I didn't. We still had the same type of peer pressures back in the 80s when I was a teenager. We still had the same type of negative influence that you have. We don't have the social media platform. We didn't have the social media platforms that you do right now. You just couldn't beam anything beam anything, or stream anything, should I say, into our lives in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We didn't have Snapchat. We didn't have Twitter. There was no Facebook. There was no YouTube. There was none of that. But yet we still dealt with the peer pressure. As far as we're going to school, being around our friends, want to fit into the it crowd, and sometimes the it crowd should have been the out crowd in their lives, because they really wasn't doing anything. The guy who's goofing around, or in school, not learning to work, not understanding the importance of education to help define their thinking, not reading, not taking their lives serious, getting involved with the wrong people. It led to disaster. And unfortunately, there's a time I actually got caught up in that, because I wanted to fit in. Yes, me. I got caught up in that, but it didn't serve me. And I remember one of the things that broke me out of that, when actually I was put in a juvenile center one time, when I was, oh gosh, I was probably about 11 years old. The first and only time I've ever been to the so-called jail. I wanted a jumpsuit. My brother had got a jumpsuit, and I wanted one, and my mom, she even actually gave me the money to go get one. Well, what did I do? I went to a department store, and I tried to steal it. Well, I got caught, and they couldn't get in touch with my mother, and I was kind of glad they couldn't, because I didn't want to face mom in that, because I knew I'd be so disappointed in that, and so disappointing to her. And I remember when she came to pick me up, she didn't yell at me. She didn't say anything wrong to me. She didn't demean me, but the look that she gave, and the look that I saw in her eyes about the disappointment, and I've never been back since. I barely even get traffic tickets. I just don't believe in going back to that place again. So that taught me a vital lesson. I guess I could be one of those who was scared straight. But the main thing, I just didn't want to disappoint mom anymore. I just didn't want to do that. I knew at a young age this is not the path that I wanted to be on. And so subsequently, I made a choice that I'm going to do stuff that's good for me. I'm gonna do things that I feel good about. Fortunately for me, I had a very supportive mother, and I have a very supportive father. And even now, I still go to my dad. The talk, and the walls seem to be broken down between us. And it took, however, it took me in my mid 40s in order to get that. Don't waste that time. Don't waste time for us. That if you have it may come in the form of a coach or a teacher that influences you, that believes in you, that sees the greatness in you, and trying to cultivate that and bring that out. We know you need direction. We know how tough it is out there. We know the pitfalls that you can fall into, that can set your life in a whole nother different direction. So a good parent, a good teacher, a good coach, they're gonna try to do everything in their power to avoid that. They want you to win, and I certainly over here would find ways to win, want you to win too. What is winning? Living the life you want, being productive, being able to look at yourself in the mirror, and knowing you're making a difference in your lives, and knowing you're a positive influence for others who look up to you. Yes, young adults, there are people who look up to you. There are people in your circle who actually look up to you. Make sure that you're a good influence. So overcoming peer pressure and your fears is highly vital for you to move on to the next level, because you have to. I'm trying to get you to understand this while you're young, so you don't waste time and things. That still elders and grown folks, we deal with peer pressure too. We want to fit in, whether it's at a job or whether it's at a social club or maybe a fraternity or any other organizations or church. We want to feel like we have a sense of belonging too, and that's important, provided that it's feeding your soul, it's feeding your spirit with good nourishment. And one of the ways something feeds your souls and gives you good nourishment is that you're able to look at yourself and look back at the person and be proud of who you see. You're able to sleep at night. You're able to have a clear conscience. That is worth more than all the finances, all the money that you think you want to acquire. It's so vital that you feel good about who you are, what you're doing, and understanding you are making an impact, whether you realize it or not. And make sure, if one thing, speak about another thing on peer pressures in groups, make sure that they share your viewpoints, and they are genuine good people. Now, when I say share your viewpoints, it don't mean that everyone has to agree with you. It doesn't mean that the people who are disagreeing with you, it doesn't mean that they're belittling you. That's not the issue. People see things differently. Get used to that. They look at things differently. They think differently. And part of the way, when you realize, when you come in contact with a very good friend, and hopefully you will cultivate that relationship and cherish that relationship, so they are vital in your life, especially the older you get. You want to make sure they're good people. They're decent, great people. They're people who influence you for good, not for evil. People who inspire you to be your very best, not trying to make you prove something, and by doing something you don't want to do, not you having to be able to perform for them and try to please them more than you're looking out for your own self-interest. Don't do that. And don't be afraid to say the word no. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I'm not, I don't feel good about this. I don't want to do this. This is not the area I want to do. Mom, Dad, I don't want to study this. I want to be, a creator. I want to build things. I don't necessarily want to go down the path that you went down, even though it works out great for you. I just don't enjoy it. Here's what I want to do. Maybe you want to be out there. Maybe you want to do something totally different, and that no one in the household is even doing. Everyone, you come from a family of doctors. Maybe you want to be a plumber. Maybe you want to be a construction foreman or a builder. That you just because you just like to put things together. That's fine. That's cool. Communicate that to your parents. Understand that, if you're communicating articulate and to them, and what do I mean by articulate to them? They want to see if you got a future in it. They want to see, is there a future for you going down this path? Can you make a living with this? Can you eventually prosper? Is this something you want to do? Will it be a job of drudgery? Will you be able to take care of yourself? Will you be able to have more opportunities? This is what parents want you to convince them of if they're not understanding or giving you a pushback. Now, parents are going to get pushback. The coaches are going to get pushback. Teachers are sometimes going to get pushback. But if you have the right one in your life, that pushback is for your benefit. Be able to stand and defend your position. Be able to, hey, this is what I want to do. Maybe you see a career in politics one day because you're seeing something that's happening to the world right now and being ran by primarily a bunch of elders. There are guys like 80 years old still in Congress. I think we need some fresh ideas in there, and still, or in government all over the world. I think we need some fresh ideas. The youth is exploding, especially in continents like Africa and continents like Asia, even here in the United States, in the West. The youth is exploding, and you do bring something to the table. If you feel strongly with something, never let someone belittle your ideas. Never let someone belittling you, and learn the difference between their critiquing the ideas or they're critiquing you. It doesn't make a difference what really anyone thinks about you, young adult. It's what you think about you. It's what direction you have far as for your life. Yes, you're going to need the wisdom of elders and other people who have been down the path before to help you tweak it. But if you have something, stick to it. Also want to bring up a point right here. College is not for everybody. College is not for everyone. I wanted to go to college, and I'm the firstborn of my parents' children. I wanted to go to college. Well, I just thought college was something to do. I mean, I didn't want to go to the military, so back in my time period, only choice that I felt was to go to college or go to the military. Well, I didn't want the military, so I choose college. But you know what? I'm grateful for the college experiences, the friends I made. I'm grateful for my degree right there. But I really didn't need college to do what I'm doing now. I really didn't need college to make the living that I'm doing right now, to operate my business is what I'm doing right now. It gave me a degree of thinking, exposed me to new cultures, new ideas of thinking, new people and stuff like that. But as far as with my career right now that I've chosen, I really didn't need it. I'm thankful for it, but I really, really didn't need it. But one of the things when I went to college, I didn't have a definitive plan of what I wanted to major in. I changed my major so many times I can't, I don't even remember. And wound up getting an international advertising degree, and wound up spending a good portion of my working career in sales and marketing. I didn't need a degree to do that. What I should have did is actually joined up with a company when I was young, learned the plies of the trade. In other words, I should have been an apprentice. I would have. I think I had a great knack for learning, especially if it was something that I enjoyed. That was the key. Later on, as I started trying to go through courses, sometimes I had difficulty concentrating. Sometimes, I had difficulty sticking to tasks. And people would say, well, Fitzgerald, We believe you have attention deficit disorder. But if that may be the case, but funny, it doesn't seem to occur with doing things I enjoy doing. Like I enjoy making my videos, reaching out to the world, giving information and inspiration and motivation, or whatever you want to call it. I don't seem to have any problem doing that. I don't seem to have any problem speaking to people. I don't seem to have any problem answering questions and getting feedback. Because why? Because it's something I enjoy doing. So I would say to you, do what you enjoy, because if you're doing what you enjoy, it's not a job at all. It's not really even work. It's something you love to do. Maybe some of you want to design airplanes or even fly airplanes. Great, great. That's your passion. If that's what you want to do, pursue it. If your profession calls you to get a certain amount of education, okay, go through the steps. Go ahead and get that education and things. But find something that you love and stick to it. Just go ahead and be able to be consistent with it and stick through it, no matter the setbacks. Because if it's something you love, the love for that and the passion that you have that is going to pull you through all the difficulties. Now, be able to explain your why. Why do you want to do something? Why do you want to be the type of person you are? Why do you want to go to this particular college, or go to this particular company to work for? What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to be? Because young people, when you know the why, the how is going to come automatically. The how is going to come. If you have a strong enough why but you're doing something, how is going to be revealed to you. I promise you. Somebody's going to come in your life and impart that wisdom to you. Someone's going to come in your life and give you direction for exactly how to go about achieving your goal, which is another thing. You got to have written goals. You gotta have a roadmap far as to your life, and you want to be true to yourself. Man, you want to be true to who you are. There is only one you, and you are the best version of you on the planet. And so don't try to be anyone else. I don't care if they have a level of success that you think that you aspire to be. That's great. That's cool. But learn to achieve success on your terms, and make sure you're doing things that are legally, ethical, and morally right. The young people, there is no shortcut to success. You're going to have to put in the work. You're going to have to be a good enough character that people want to take a chance on you. People want to impart into you. Because people don't like to be made to look bad. And you should always cause the person that gave you that opportunity to shine. You should always be grateful for us to that. We understand that life can be tough. And you know what? Here's a message for you, young people. It's not going to get any easier. You are going to be dealing with new obstacles and ever presenting obstacles each and every single day that you breathe. That's part of life. Life is tough, and so you have to have a degree of toughness about you, not disrespect, but toughness. You have to be willing to walk alone sometimes. There's something you feel in your heart. If you have an idea that you want to bring to the marketplace, and people are telling you that it can't be done, or what has never been done before, you can look them boldly in the eye if your belief is strong enough. Say, you can't do it, but I can. You will not steal my dream. You will not steal my purpose. I am not gonna cultivate far as you, because I know I have something to bring. You had your chance. You live your life. Please get out of my way and let me live mine. And you talk like that with a firmness and boldness, conviction. The world is going to move to the side for you to run. And you are constantly you constantly want to seek improvement in your life. You want to be a better version of you, a stronger version of you, a more organized, a more detailed version of you. But it all starts with loving who you are, loving what you do, and loving the people you are around. And if those people, by some strange coincidence, will deviate you off your path, you have got to be able to walk away. One of the perils of being young, so you you fall in love, and the love is fresh, and the love is exciting, and and you have this great feeling, and that's good, provided it's given to the right person. No, because if you mess around and fall into relationships, far as with someone, and it's the wrong person with you, your life can be set off so on kilter, boy. You will struggle for decades to get it back. If you're young out there and you decide to get pregnant before you can actually take care of the responsibility, or pregnant before you actually married, you are setting yourself back in a big time way. I don't care how many of these celebrities seem to have all these children, and different times they're popping up, and by who knows and who's dating who. That's not that is still foolishness. The only thing that shields them is the fact that they have a long paper. They have a bank account to do that. The world doesn't work on that, on the Hollywood scheme. The world deals with real life and real life facts, and so should you. When something doesn't serve you, someone doesn't serve you, I say again, just walk away. Walk away with your head held high. Yes, there's going to be tears. Yes, there's going to be fears. Yes, there's going to be sadness. But you don't ever want to lose you in the process. You want to stay so true to you that that you're authentic. And guess what? Everyone admires authentic people, truthful people, respectful people. Determine that you're gonna live your life on your terms. Determine that you're gonna love what you do. And it's not hard to figure out what gives you joy, what excites you, what would you do for free, what is not considered work with you. Who are the people who you enjoy being around? How are they influencing you? What are the books you love reading? What are the videos you love watching? All these things are pouring in your character, and they're shaping you whether you know it or not. And so be sure that you're getting shaped, that you're getting shaped the right way. And finally, you're going to need wisdom. You're going to need wisdom. I did a video. It said wisdom is the principal thing. I implore you to go listen to that video. You need wisdom, understanding, knowledge, time, and discernment. And I believe that the true wisdom only comes from God. And so you need to ask Him for that. You need to formulate a relationship with Him, and ask Him to guide you through the minefields that is on this earth. You are needed. You are vital. You are respected, and more importantly, you are loved. Don't you ever feel unloved, but feeling unloved can make you do some crazy things. It can make you do some strange, foolish things, and put you in some very dangerous and hostile positions, simply because you want someone to love. I love you guys. I think the world of the youth. I'm not intimidated by you at all. I welcome your freshness, and I welcome your new ideas, and I welcome your strategies, and I implore you to explore them, to build on them, to be sure this is the right thing for you. Now, I want to end this stream by saying, here on this channel with Find Ways to Win, I actually give free counsel to the youth. But most of my channel is youth driven. The majority of my listeners, believe it or not, are 15 to 24 years old, and so I understand that you need counsel. I understand that maybe people don't know how to talk to you, who you want to talk to, and get your things out. So I do free counseling service to the youth. Yes, I counsel, and yes, I get paid for my counsel. Should I choose to put it out there? But I would welcome counseling youth. If you don't have anyone to talk to, you want to get an opinion, or you want to get some insight, or some clarification, or instructions on how you're trying to do. I will instruct you as best as I can, and I will do that for free. You can contact me at my email, findwaystowin@gmail.com. And I'll spend some time with you. I'll seek around to encourage you. More than likely, I'm going to point you back to your parents. More than likely, I'm going to point you back to people who are already majorly care about you and love you. And that first thing starts with me, with your parents. I'm going to point you to wise wisdom, and and listen to it. But I'm going to give you an insight, and hopefully that insight is not going to go against the morals and value that your parents are trying to teach you. They are your first line of defense. Build that relationship with them. But sometimes you do. For those you feel like you can't talk to your parents, I was there. I know how that feels. I know how that feels. Luckily, I reached out to a good teacher, a great teacher of mine, high school teacher. I reached out to other people, rather a spiritual leader, and I got some good sound counsel. Not that I negated my parents' instruction, but at that time I just simply wanted to be heard. I just simply wanted to express my fears. I just simply want someone who I can talk to in confidence that wouldn't betray that. I just needed guidance right then. And you know what? At this age right now, I still do. I still need that guidance. I don't know everything, and forgive your parents if they have made some decisions that you didn't feel was right, and if they just forgive them. They did the best they could. They were growing too, and they're still growing. Many parents had children when they was young. I used to be so tough on my parents, not realizing, failing to realize, should I say, my father had me when he was 21 and my mother was 20. What did they know? They were kids. They were still trying to learn then. They were still trying to find their work, they way. The only thing is they had a child and soon to be children and stuff like that. So they were scared. They were apprehensive. They had dreams and ideals, and a lot of times they thought they had to put that on hold. Far as for us, their children, I wish they wouldn't have. I wish they would have pursued the things that were really dear to their heart. My father, who has the great mechanical talent and engineering talent, I later found out in his life that he wanted to be a geologist. I never knew that. And when he spoke about geologists, he had a longing in his eyes. I wished he would have done that. He would have been happier now. He would have been more fulfilled because he was doing something he wanted to do, as opposed to just taking care of the family, which was his responsibility. But I wish he would just pursue what he wanted. I wished I had the wisdom back then just to tell him, Dad, go for it. I didn't. I was a child. I didn't know. I'm trying to figure this game out all by myself, like many of you are. Hey, we want you to think of yourself as a winner. How you think of yourself and how you believe about yourself will determine everything about who you are and who are the man and the woman that you will eventually grow up to be. It really will. So think good about yourself. Think yourself that you're a winner. Think yourself that you're an achiever. Don't try to fit into everyone. If someone don't like you for being you, forget them. No, there are plenty of people who will. And you need to understand that you are vital. We need your ideas. We need your freshness. We need your new ways of thinking. Our time is somewhat phasing away right now, and you have time. Many of the things about some of us elder people, that some of us can actually get envious of you because you are young, and you do have your life ahead of you, and you haven't fallen into many of the pitfalls that we have to face and we had to overcome and crawl out. Some of us didn't make it out. No, and we look at that and like, wow, I wish I could do my life over again. I'm not one of those people who said that. I've accepted where I am in life, and I accept that I can. If it's going to improve, it has to be my decision, and it will be my decision alone. You make that choice, and you make that choice at a young age where you are right now. It will skyrocket you to your destiny and your dream. You're vital. You're important. You matter. You don't have to think about killing yourself or hurting yourself or joining gangs that try to get you in criminal behavior, or try to be the prettiest girl or the most handsome boy, or try to be something you're not. You're going to fail miserably. Because you can't be what you're not. You can only fake that so long. And many of our young people are absolutely exhausting their lives and their time by trying to be somebody that they are not. Hello, Marie. Don't be that. Be you. Be authentic to you. And God Almighty is going to put the right people in your life. He's gonna give you the right opportunity. Have the wisdom enough to discern and understand that. And don't waste time. Young adults, if anything I can leave you in my closing statement is here. You don't have time to waste. Sometimes with young people, you think you got all the time in the world. No, you don't. Your clock is ticking just like mine is, and it's moving towards your end point. No, not to try to scare you, but one day you will not be here. Don't waste your time. Don't just do frivolous, non-productive things. Don't just have crazy conversations. Don't get around people who bring out the worst in you, who make you angry, who make you lazy, who discourage you for being the smartest or being the brightest. Don't get around people who demean that. Don't get around people who tell you like because you speak great English or especially among our black youth that you're acting white. That's BS. You're acting like you. There's nothing wrong with getting a good education. There's nothing wrong with talking respectful and dignity. You don't have to be discreet. You don't have to go out, what's up, dog? How you doing? You don't have to call women out their names, H's and B's. And you don't have to, young man, you don't have to demean women and act like you so dang tough and brag how many women you sleeping with and all that kind of stupid stuff. Wrecking your life, get ready to get on child support. It's going to affect you for the rest of your life. Get ready to divide your family. If you're not married, you don't got no business having children. That's because why did I say that? Why did I feel so strong? Because I feel very strongly about the family and the fact that a two-parent household is the best environment to raise up a productive young adult. And you have got to understand that. You don't have to be anybody but you. And don't ever try to be, and don't apologize for who you are. If you're struggling with sexuality, you're not a bad person. You just have a struggle. If you're struggling with learning in college, you're not a bad person. You're just not engaged in what you're doing. You just don't feel it. No, find something for you. Find something that you love. Hang out with people who love you and you know you love them. Make good friends, and you don't need a lot of them. I have a few of them. A very few, but we've been friends. Some 50, some 37, some 16 years, and they are true friends. We confide in something because we all need someone to talk to. We all need someone. Young people, you matter. Young people, you're loved. Young people, we celebrate you. This elder certainly celebrates you. I want you to win. I want you to be the best version of you. I don't give a freaking what color you are. I don't care your religion. I don't care your culture. I don't care your creed. We have young people. We have more in common than we have differences. The world over has more in common than they have difference. And one of the main things that people have in common, they want to feel like they matter, like they're listened to, like they're loved, and like they're appreciated. They don't want to be belittled. They don't want to be dismissed. They want to do things that brings them joy. They want to make the difference. I understand that. And you can be that. You can do that. You're going to have opposition. Get used to it. People are not going to agree with all your stands at a time. Be able to defend it if you believe in it. You don't have to be pressured into doing anything that is not you. And if you're in a young adult, so you're out there partaking in wrong behavior, destructive behavior, disrespectful behavior, understand that road is going to lead to death and prison and separation. That's the only way it's going. But if you're out there, it's nothing wrong if you want to get out of a bad neighborhood. It's nothing wrong that you parlay your athletic talents to scholarships, and some of you won't play pro sports, but if you have a gift that gets you an education, you cherish it and you squeeze every bit out of it, where you can make a better life, where you can make a life that you enjoy. You wanna be a musician, be one. But make sure you have an income so that you're not a starving artist. I believe in the artist, but not the starving artist. And so make sure you're doing things that you're doing. On this World Wide Web, this YouTube, you can create in a month what many of us didn't have this opportunity earn in a year. It's just out there. There's so much opportunity out there available for you. You don't necessarily have to work another person's game. You can be your own game, provided that's the bench you want to do. But whatever you decide to do, whatever you decide to be, you put focus on it and you put determination in it and you be willing to work for it and listen to good wisdom. We are not your enemy, young people. You have to change your views about how you feel about us as elders. Some of us have some dang good ideas. But many of us know what the heck we're talking about. Many of us, when we say something to you, we can say it so emphatically and true because we lived it. We know the end result is going to be. And many of us, when we get angry sometime at you, because we don't want you to keep making knuckleheaded decisions that's going to cost you, because we already done been down that road. We already done been in that type of relationship. We already done took that career path. We already done tried it. We already done. We can tell you exactly what's going to happen if you keep giving in to peer pressure and keep trying to be someone you're not. You're going to be miserable. So it would behoove you to listen to someone who has gone down the road before you. And as speaking also to our elders, hey, don't resent the young. We have a lot to learn from them. They bring a freshness and an enthusiasm and a vigor to life that we once had that we forgot because some of us have allowed the world to just suck it out of us, and we're bitter and we're resentful of that. We're resentful of lost opportunity or the bad things that happen to us. Don't project those onto the young. They're growing just like we grew, and they want a purpose and value in life just like we do. Now, remember how it was to be young. Remember the challenges you went through. Then you'll be able to better relate to the youth. You see someone back there, they're working jobs, and maybe they get the order wrong, and they seem nervous. Encourage that young adult. Tell them they're doing a good job. Leave an extra tip. Compliment them on their hair. Compliment them on their smile. Compliment them, but make their eyes come alive. Make their spirit bloom instead of going up there trying to search your so-called authority and use it to tear someone down. You don't know what that young person is going through. You don't know the struggle they're going through. You don't know the maybe the harassment they're going through on social media. You don't know any of those things. And parents, get more involved with who are involved with your children's lives. No, get more involved. Who's imparting it to them? Discuss it. Talk about it. Don't tell them, oh, they'll find out, or let them just hit their head against the wall. That's the language of a fool. Why would you want someone to hit that? Why would you want someone you love and care for to hit their head against the wall, possibly destroyed, simply because you're too stubborn, or they made you mad and stuff? Forgive. Then and that goes to both us elders and the young people. You forgive your parents, and we forgive you. But once again, you guys, you have a great future, provided you create it. You create your future. No one else but you. Don't be one of those persons who gets in the habit of regret, saying, "Oh, I wished I would have did this. Oh, I wished I wouldn't have got involved in with that person. I wished I would have went with this career path instead of going this career path." Understand something, younger people. If you gotta hide the relationships from your parents, if you gotta hide a career to choice, if you gotta hide a decision that you really believe in, there could be one of two things: either it's not right, or you haven't properly communicated that to the people who love you. We're not against you. We just want you to win. We just want you to succeed. We just want you to go much further than we ever could do. Young people, we want you to build networks that we can celebrate all over the world. We want you to build great inventions, and we want you in political leadership. We need freshness right there. Some of our political leaders are just too rigid and too old to be doing what the heck they're doing. And they make decisions based on 1950s and 1960s thinking, 1970s to 80s. The world has changed. We need freshness there. we need vigor there. You know, we need new ideas. We need peacemakers, not war makers. We need people who can galvanize and bring us together in harmony, and celebrate who we are. We really do need that. And you are the ones that we're calling to do that. And you do have a purpose. You do matter. And so hopefully I reached someone. This message was basically to the youth, and I wanted to be centered on there. And hopefully you can take my words and understand your life is just beginning. Your life is just beginning. But your decisions can have eternal consequences. Make sure you are making wise decisions. Make sure you feel good about who you are. Make sure you feel good about what you do. And make sure you are genuine, a good, decent person. God bless you all. Hey, I appreciate you young people listening. I appreciate the parents for bringing the young people for us to this stream. It's just so vital. This message is so vital to me, and it's long overdue. And I may make more of my messages to youth as the time goes on. But I appreciate you guys getting on board. I ask you to hit that like and share and subscribe button, hit the notification button when I come on with videos. We're just trying to make a difference over here, find ways to win. And the title of my channel says it all. I really want you to win, but I can't want it more than you. God bless you all. Thanks for dropping by.